Just like to kind of hear what you're finding. Results will vary. I like to hear what you're finding. What did you try that you hadn't tried before? What's working for you? What ain't working for you? What was really cool? What worked for you? What do you like? Yeah.
I really liked it when you did the air with the shark taps.
Oh, yeah. Do that to me. Bravo. Cool. I like that. What else did you find? What else did you find? There's a lot of great talking going on. What was exciting to you? What was
so many variations of this.
Yeah.
That's what's awesome. This has got so many different variations, and they're all good. There is no one right answer. That's my takeaway.
I like that. Coming from a guy who they walked in the door and John said, "You gotta watch out. He's an engineer. He wants the one right way."
We've already given him some enlightenment also.
That one right way is really comforting.
Oh yeah.
You can set up shop in one right way.
Right.
You can feel like you have great confidence and there's nothing that can shake you because by God, this is it. And now you found it and you've got it and you don't have to worry about it. It's sort of a retreat into sort of a fundamentalist point of view, kind of.
Right. But it ends up being a crutch.
And it ends up making weakness because then you start looking at the rest of the world about what's all wrong about it so that your way can be right and then you can't learn from what they're doing. And that's the inhibition thing, exactly. It's wrong to just throw it all out and say it's all relative, that everything's just cool. That doesn't work either. But you have to have a set of gradients for being able to discern what's really useful and what's useful to you in particular. Because it's not just useful like some absolute, but useful for you. So yeah, what else?
Well, when we were working together, he wanted me to do Ushiro Ate, and I did kind of like the 23, we would bring them across and bring them around. Then also like the big Kimura that was straight down and hook. Well, and then I experienced his style was more of a linear, so all of a sudden I dropped, I came up, it was the same feeling that I get when I go around as I was linear.
Nice.
But it's kind of like the fire.
Right.
Here,
Boom. Up and down.
Yeah.
Strong sense of verticality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good.
That's cool. Cool.
Yeah.
What else you find, guys?
I worked on the Kazushi for my weight class.
Yeah, working with bigger fellas is different. Yeah, that's right.
So whenever I like grab right here, and he can't get any balance, he just drops his knees a little bit.
Right.
Body drop.
And hang with it.
Lovely.
Makes it a little bit more of an extension.
Just
That's
gotta
my-
go
and,
and
that's a
tilt.
good pointer. And also, if he's having trouble right here, he can take his line a little bit further out.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Hey, that's a sweet lesson there.
Yeah.
I love it.
So because like when you have lighter weight, this line's fine, but when you go out a little bit wider, that gets me off my center more. Because I'll become weightless too. It just takes a little bit more to get me going.
Cool.
It takes a lot more to make you retract too.
Yeah.
To recover. If he's way out here, it's harder to get
Nice.
stable as opposed to somebody that's much smaller.
Results were
We
great.
worked largely on pins from Ushiro Ate,
Oh,
which
cool.
I think is a whole subject that is widely ignored.
Lay it on us. What do you find?
Oh, going to do that.
What you like best?
I don't remember what I did. That's the problem.
Yeah. All right, here,
What you
I'll
like
just
best?
Here, I'll just push your face in. How's that sound? I'm just gonna push your damn face in. 'Cause you're a mean guy.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that knee lock. Do that again. That's pretty cool. You'll get to
I was gonna let you do
decide.
the whole damn thing, but
So we were here, we did a lot of knees and a lot of knees.
Isn't that interesting though?
yeah.
Do it back to him. I mean, it's good for him.
I'm feeling
Well, see, what I was finding myself was lots of things that sort of
Oh,
ended here.
yeah.
And since I'm a judo guy with the propensity for choking, I like to say,
Yeah.
hey, maybe I can go
And the nice choker grip.
say, hey, why don't you just sit here for a minute?
Yeah, we'll just chill you out. Gentle them down.
Yeah.
Gentle them down a little bit.
Just simmer down now.
And then another thing that we worked on too is the escape from here, because I'm constantly mean. And so as he was getting out, thinking that we
Like
were,
you, like a ninja.
thinking that we were done.
He's
tricky.
He trains with them ninjas there in Round Rock.
I'm just a black sheep.
That's sweet.
And I have a green mouth that stains all my geese.
Yeah, you gotta look like me. Cool. What else do you guys find? That's wonderful. Man. I'm loving all this. What else? Nah.
Dan, one
don't you show them how you track that arm? Daniel's lazy.
Brian?
Oh, Brian.
You're talking about Brian?
Oh, yeah.
What are you doing, Brian?
Watch this lazy right arm.
Yeah.
Just flops it up there like a foxy bunny.
Lulls you to
Yeah.
sleep.
You're like you're taking a nap.
Brian sings you a lullaby. And then you wake up and it's a damn nightmare.
Yeah.
Right, okay. A lot of water there.
And then the thing that I got from Jack,
Right.
is kind of waterish, but it's something that Fred will remember this nightmare. Is Here He Comes.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that, Fred?
Oh, yes.
I've been doing that to everybody lately, and I don't know why it's showing up, but it's all over the place.
I know
threw
why
somebody
it's
with
showing
this
up.
copy.
He's got 13 feet of arm.
Oh, boy.
I think that's wonderful.
Oh, boy.
Well, there's a relationship that brings out, and something that yeah, lovely, lovely,
That's
lovely.
that's on that. Jack and Amanda, wasn't it?
Jack and Amanda,
Koshinagi
yeah.
was the thing.
The Koshinagi thing and the way that this also interacts, particularly Ushiro Ate things, all with the Rimi Nagi, and all with the Ushiro Kubikatami things, with just little variations in what's going on, and little variations in what's going on. You have a whole lot of other cool things. The one I never had done before that I got to do, just because I'm mean, boys form. Well, I sort of take a drive over here and I stand up behind him, like this. And at first I tried messing with his proprioceptor, or messing with her proprioceptor, but just sort of encircling and making this visual field problem. And when you hold somebody's head without touching them, an odd thing, the brain, turns out, I just learned this from the neuroscience, the brain thinks that the space adjacent to your skin is you. That's pretty weird.
Wow.
Yeah. That's why you remember kids and go, he's touching me, I'm not touching you, he's touching me, I'm not touching. Because the brain thinks it's being touched. It's starting to react to signal before the actual physical presence happens. So when we place something in relationship to his field without actually touching it, you start creating reference point of, oh, this is invading my space. This other thing I was doing was just where I slid into his field, but I rise up in an inappropriate place behind it. So his back leg can't do its job. And I hadn't done that one before either. I don't know if those are sure out there or not, but I like them. So anyway.
The Akanagi that you had us do sometimes when we bring it around, turn back up. And same with Yate, the eye thread is the rising is the same instant.
Very, very similar. Yeah, all these non-touching effects. Exactly. Cool.
Neurological reflexes in your brain. Yeah.
And sometimes it's tactile and sometimes it's just visual. It'll work on both levels. But something about the rising and falling, of being in that changing the plane of the interaction. Because I've noticed that with people, you're just even nose to nose with somebody, and you're in a struggle, and you change the plane from a high position to a low position, or a low position to a high position, and you get interaction effects out of it.
Feel the aura, right?
Well, did you feel something?
Yeah.
Your neurological thing is reading space as part of you. Cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, we got 15 minutes before the next Aikido class. So I recommend we have a break. And then let Jim Ellis come in and do his thing. So let's bounce. And then the class is starting. And rock and roll. We went late here. Well, we started late. But thank you all for being here this morning. Yeah, it was really exciting. And I really enjoyed kind of the interaction effect. I like getting the lesson from Russell and getting the feedback working on your Kodagaiishi. And I like this shearing idea that you're bringing into it. And I like everybody playing with these different ideas. And that kneeling on his neck thing. Seems kind of mean, but I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're coming to judo tonight, right?
Right. And Amanda taught me to squat down underneath her arm and then turn around and stand up. And it's like, wow, that's pretty cool. So I learned a lot of cool stuff today. Thank you very much, Russell, and everybody else. Thank you.